sunlight hurts my eyes.
Sup guys, Blue Nizzle here, and today I am bringing you my first tutorial. And this tutorial will be basically showing you the ropes of Cinema 4D, using how to navigate, how to add objects, how to add text, etc, etc. And by the end of it we'll hopefully make a simple desktop background by using techniques that you will learn in the video. So I use Cinema 4D to, mainly in my GFX work you see it a lot, and I mainly use it for text, but I also know how to model, so I can model robots basically, and I can also model organic meshes. Maybe I'll show you some in a future tutorial or a future speed art. Request them if you'd like them. Okay, so let's get started. As you've seen already, I use Cinema 4D lots, so I use these kind of distinctively. So as you can see, these three are the tools I use. This one not so much. So this is the pan tool. This mainly rotates you on the X and Y axis. Very useful, and you can use it in conjunction with the rotate tool. And these are very useful, but this one in the middle, I forget its name, it's a scale tool or something. Just use your scroll. It's a lot easier on your mouse, but obviously if you're on a laptop you may have to use it. So to use these you just hold down and you wiggle your mouse around. Okay, so let's get started. If you want to add text to your scene, go to MoGraph on this ribbon, go down and go to Mode Text, and this adds a simple text layer to your canvas. So what you do now is you type in what text you want. Obviously all my tutorials are not set in stone. Please feel free to experiment, and feel free to use different methods, and yeah. So I'm going to change the font to font I quite like. It's a bit overused. It's called Big Macca, but I'm just using that now. And here you can change the depth of the text. I'm going to change it to 200, which I think is a very good number for this type of text. If you don't have the Big Macca font, they're very easy to download. I don't have a tutorial, but you'll easily find one on YouTube, and I'll bring the link in the description. Okay, so you have tutorial, and what I like to do with these big clunky texts is add caps, and these basically surround a fillet cap, surround the text area, and they create this sort of outline or stroke, if you like, and you can have as many steps as you want to it. The more steps, the more rounded it will look, but I quite like the default one by the looks of things right now. But you can also add caps. Well, I'll tell you later in a different tutorial. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself there. Okay, so here we have a plain text tutorial, and to see what it'll look like, you simply click that up there. That's just the render viewport, and you'll see what it looks like. I don't have any cool effects on it right now, so won't see much. So let's have a backdrop, I think. So we're gonna hold down onto this cube button and go to plane, and using these tools, these are what you'll use to move an object around, and these are what you use to move the camera around. Don't get them confused. So this is to scale, and this is to rotate. So I'm going to rotate it to 90 degrees, give or take. 95, oh well. And I am going to, or maybe down here, you can change the rotation. So hit apply, and then you hold down the center button, and it will drag the plane over the canvas for you. So I don't like the way the text is going in there. I want to bring out the full depth on our desktop background. So I'm going to move the text forward ever so slightly. And yeah. Okay, so let's go into our viewport now. I'm sorry, it's really laggy for some reason. My computer shouldn't be doing this. I built my computer, if you don't know. As it's got a nice backdrop. But I don't really like, I think it'd be a lot better with a shadow so you can see the sense of depth behind. So what I'm going to do is going to hold this button and get a light, or you can just press it and drag it down, pull it back, and we could have two separate lights or one light. Can have one there like so. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks alright, but I think it's going to go in the middle. Sorry guys if you're following me exactly and I keep changing my mind. I hate that in tutorials and it's really hard not to do. Pretty inevitable. So as you see, simple tutorial canvas. Now, the text looks pretty plain, doesn't it? So I think we should add some colour. And we use that as Cinema 4D using materials. So you go File, New Material, and here in the Colour tab you can change its colour around. I think I'll go with a darkish blue. And you can go Basic, and you could add any of these. I'll get into the more advanced ones later in a different tutorial, so yeah, stay tuned for that. But reflection, I like that a lot. Just gives that metallic feel. Specular, metal, and give it a height. This is the light that's reflected off it basically. We add that to the text. So let's see it now. Beautiful. Okay. Now, let's say we wanted a different type of colour to go behind the blue text, and I'm just going to use the plain colour here. So what we do is we drag the new material, colour it wherever you want, like we did with that one, and drag it before this one in the order. You can simply hold it down and put it there. What you do in here, you go Selection and you go C1. I'll explain it more later in a different tutorial. It's basically about using the selection of the caps that we added in earlier to create a different type. See, it looks quite nice. That's why I liked one step, and it creates a different colour on that stage. So what if we had that in black? Maybe it'll look better, maybe it'll look worse. No, I think it's better in a greyish colour. Yeah, that'll look alright. Okay, I think that we are finished here. So what we need to do now is render it out, and this is a whole new step. So what we get these 5 different options. General, I never really use. Output, width and height. So do it the width and height of your desktop. I think mine's 1028 by 1024. I've got quite a square desktop. Save it out any way you want. I'll save it on the desktop. Type it tutorial. I'm really bad at typing today. I normally save mine in PNG or JPEG, just get the simplest ones. But if you're going to be using it if you're going to be using it in Photoshop, save as a TIFF or Photoshop, obviously. And yeah, so now we've got the save sorted out. Now we can add some effects, and these just make the rendering look that much better. So we're going to add some ambient occlusion, global illumination. I'm really sorry for that cough there. And depth of field, I'll get into those later. And let's see if they look like. The rendering might take a bit longer to render. And you can't really see a difference, but unless you see lots of different things, but trust me, it does look better. So to render it fully, click that fully render button. I don't really know the name, picture view or whatever. You just click that button to render, and it should render. Give it a time. Obviously, when you add effects, it will take a longer time to render. So this has been Blue Nizzle here. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If there's anything I've missed, please put a comment in the comment section below. And if you'd like any more future tutorials in the future, please ask me. So this has been Blue Nizzle, and yeah, see you later.